All right, classes in session. This is Rollo, Tommasi, is Access Vegas, Rollo, Tomasi, and Mike Sartain. Rollo is the man, he's the godfather of the red pill. And so, I use his stuff a lot. I've read all his books, every single one except for Ignite. But I read every other one. The Player's Handbook, Religion. They're awesome, absolutely awesome. Obviously, his first one that changed my life. That literally, I was watching the 21 convention one night, and believe it or not, Richard Cooper, who I think is actually not very smart in the dating space. I really do. I don't think he's a positive figure, but that's regardless. I'm not trying to attack him. I just don't think he knows what he's talking about. But he was the one that put me on the Rollo, and from there, I just started getting so interested in the red pill space and started doing my own. That's Rollo told me about 48 Laws of Power. Read that, and then I just started doing my own stuff. Evolution of Desire. I don't know. He aped understood the universe thing. He said that one too. Anyway, just tons of stuff. So he's the man. I love Iron Roll Tomasi. You always hear me using that. You always hear me shouting out to Rollo. But this Access Vegas, they talk to these girls, and they'd like to get their opinions. Use red pill stuff. These girls don't know anything about red pill. It's fine. They give their public answers, and that's to yuck it up. Ha ha ha. Public answer. But they have a private face. They're not gonna give away the game. Women have done a great job. Now they've screwed up a little bit with the TikToks, by announcing all the stuff they do with their losses and just the information they give away on TikTok. That hasn't been positive for women. They've given away way too much information and social media in general. So, but we've been the beneficiaries of it. We've been able to use that stuff. So. And then just the internet in general, that's why the red pill came about. Men were able to get together and talk about their stories with women, and now we realize we have common ground. We have common, maybe if you say common manipulations used against us or whatever you want to say, and we found a common ground. Like men and women can't be friends, soulmates don't work, and fempowerment, and women are mysterious, all that stuff, and why that stuff, why it operates like it does, and how to use game and how to use communication. Women's style of communication is not overt, it's covert, and just you got to know these things, right? But so that gets you on the path of learning about women nature and how they operate, right? Before the internet, we didn't know, there was so much we didn't know about women, so that they've done a great job of managing their reputation and their image by misleading us. And that's fine. That's a feature, not a bug. We have to understand that. You have to play the game with the rules you're dealt. You have to play the game, and they're not being morally bad. They're just, we're not morally bad because we want to bang every single chick we see that's hot. They're not bad for wanting to have having a dual mating strategy. They're not bad. They're not bad for wanting tall guys. They're not bad for wanting strong guys. They're not bad for, misleading us on their sexuality. That's not a bad thing. It's just, they do that so they can maximize their agenda. And so do we. So there's not much that's moral or immoral about dating. It's human mating, So there's nothing immoral or moral about, mammals that, male mammals that got to fight to the death to win, the birthrights, to bang the ladies. Is that right or wrong? Who knows? I mean, the lions don't complain; they just do it. The rams don't complain as they're bashing their heads in. The moose don't complain as they're locking antlers. They say, well, to get laid, I gotta do this. Well, we gotta understand that too. So anyway, let me. And they're gonna talk about some hot guy, and I just have a different opinion than they do. That's it. So let's go.
Can we get a round of applause if you want to hear it in Russian?
How attractive do you have to be for people not to care if you've done horrible things? This person created a dating profile and said, I have a criminal record for blanking a woman. But we all have a past. For reference, this is the photo the gentleman used.
Okay, so he's hot. They're gonna swipe on it just because he's hot. Whatever. Women don't read biographies. They tend not to. They tend not to care. Especially if they're 90% of them are just on there for attention, especially now. I mean, if they're doing this now. I mean, now the dating apps are dead. Women, probably 95% of women are on there for just attention now. Yeah, they know better. They know the foodie dates don't work anymore. So, and they've hooked up with plenty of guys. They're not, they're not interested in casual sex. Women are sexually exhausted. A lot of them. I'm serious. Like, they have been hooked up out. So both men and women are leaving the dating space because a lot of the good people left, and there's just trash that's left. All their revenues are down 90%. So, but whatever. And this is kind of old. I think this was done a while back, but. You don't think women are just playing around with this? You don't think that they knew that, this guy's just playing games, So nothing matters with women until you tell them to do something. You got to see if they do it. They can match with this. I was on Bumble, left, I got banned off Bumble, then got back on Bumble, and which was like 6 months to a year later, and they boost you up again when you get back on. You're a new member, I got a new number from Google, right? And they boosted me up, like all of a sudden, like because they wanted to give you that dopamine hit. But so for like the first month, they kind of put your profile out there or whatever. And I had like 1,000 matches. I've been probably about 600-700 conversations, maybe could be maybe a little less, but about that at least in a month. How many to go out with? 0. They were all just. It was just attention seeking. It was arguing, banter. It was just ridiculous. So yeah, it was, tons of matches, tons of conversations, but going nowhere, absolutely going nowhere. So, but anyway, so just like that King 68 guy, stands outside of clubs and, I even heard Rollo, which I agree with him on just about everything, but we can have our disagreements. And he was like, that guy's got game, he got a girl's number, and he's like, that's how you do it, So what, he's outside a club with a, I think he's got a microphone, but he's definitely got a camera and spotlights for the camera because he uses, I guess, probably expensive cameras, whatever. But so girls want attention, so they go up to him, they talk to him, and they run game on him. They can tell he's half-assed, whatever. And he never asked them to do anything. That King 68 guy never asked the girls to do anything. They tell him to do stuff or come meet me tomorrow. They ain't gonna be there. Women flake at 90%. You got to tell the girl to do something, like, hey, show up over here at 7 o'clock and let's bang. All right, well, if he said that, show up at my hotel room at 8 o'clock in the morning and let's bang. If he's out at the club at 2 a.m., or let's go back to my hotel room right now, okay, girl, and we'll go bang, all right? Now, if she says yes to that, and, they actually bang, which, whatever, then he's got the game. But if the girls are just telling him, yeah, we'll meet tomorrow, blah, blah, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything until they comply with what you ask them to do. Girls will talk shit all day long. Girls will do anything for attention. Just like on here, they'll talk to this guy all day long. Does he ever? They're going to comment on the funny things this guy says to the girls, and then they say some funny things back or whatever, and they're like, oh my god. Does he ever ask him on a date? Does he ever ask him to meet him out anywhere? Does he ever ask him to come back to his place and bang? Does he bang any? No, he's fake. Does he bang any of them? No. So he ain't. You can't verify just because girls are matching with him, dude. I had tons of matches, dude. You actually got to be sealing the deal. That's how do you know you're indefinitely? When it comes to banging a woman, how do you know you're indefinitely? When you are inside her, definitely. You don't know until you're actually fucking. So anyway, let's go.
PSI. The original post alleges he got 800 matches in 48 hours. Now, I haven't used these apps in over 40.
So, look at this, though. You got, hey, handsome, how are you? Whatever. Hey, how's you? I mean, that sounds like a scam. Whatever. Hey, handsome. Every time you get a hey, handsome, that usually is that will usually be a scam. Just telling you, you get it all day long. They're trying to soften you up. Good. Wow, I'm going to be conceited, whatever. Seheben, Cora. I think this is in Europe, but what's your favorite Italian dish? Dude, none of that means, and do you see anything where I'm going to come over and bang at 8 o'clock? None of these are all worthless conversations. Any guy with a half-ass physique can do this. I mean, women love to talk. None of these conversations. Hey, how's you? Hey, handsome, nothing. Hey, what's your favorite Italian dish? And they think they've solved men can't get, what can I say? Good. Like, there's no, so she's responded good. Wow. I mean, okay. I mean, there's, none of these conversations mean a damn thing right there.
But obviously, there's a limited amount of swipes people have. At least that's how I understand it. Here, they're even messaging him first. And to go a step further, I believe these gold hearts mean they super liked you. 13th of September, 2024. So literally this last week. Willing to make an exception for blue eyes? Question mark. They match. Seems like a yes. Exceptions can be made. Good. I must admit, I don't shower. I don't shower. You must
Is that a girl?
I like my natural.
Okay, she's playing. She's playing. I like my natural musk. I'm sure you will. Okay?
I'm sure you will.
You do look like, wait, hold on. You do look like you'd smell nice, so I'll take it. This means nothing. This guy thinks he's, oh my God. That means nothing. So I'll take, has he asked her out? What time are they going to bang? They're not. They're just talking. This girl's getting attention. Make an exception for blue eyes? Seems like a yes. Well, how did it seem like a yes? Oh, because he matched, I guess. And then he's like, exceptions can be made. Oh, good. But look, who gives a damn more? Who has more words? He does. I'm just saying, she doesn't care. One word answers. What? You must be joking. Very low interest. Okay, this is not a woman that you can take seriously.
It's not nice, so I'll take your word for it. I said a month ago that you can do anything if you're attractive.
Jeremy Meeks. I already did something
I
already did something on Jeremy Meeks. Yes, he was a felon. Yes, they messed with him. Yes, whatever. So what? Looks do matter. I said looks do matter. Absolutely. Looks do matter. But the dating app thing is not accurate. Jeremy Meeks is accurate.
If you're really beautiful, you can stink like shit.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Now you can get away with more with a girl with high interest. But understand, for women, now if they're going for short-term banging, maybe, But women to be sexually attracted, it's looks plus behavior and attitude. Okay. Now, if you have to be point, like Jeremy Meeks is 0.0001%. 99% of you are not going to be that good looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all of it. Like, they're not outliers. Those are the 0.001%. This is not even valid. It's not valid. Plus, again, okay, beautiful, you can stink. You can't stink. And by the way, the reason you can't, and this I know from number one, studying this stuff, and number two is from dating girls. And if you have anything dirty that you haven't cleaned your apartment well enough, women do not like smells. That's why I always had a Yankee Candle going, always on a date night, 100%, just in case. Women have very good sense of smell. They have to. They're predators. They're prey. Like deer deer can smell you from a mile away.
Commit crimes.
That's women.
Don't care.
See, that is inaccurate information. So women will be, like Wade Wilson, they are attracted to him, whatever, this and that, but you have to be extremely attractive, whatever. But this is, it's, you can't get too upset about this stuff, yeah. They want to make it seem like every girl's going after they'll go after the felon, because sexuality is not morality. That's what men have to understand.
Hey, I have a story. I have a story. I shit you not. I was down on Fremont. My friend.
Okay, now listen to this. This girl's wrong. I said I was 22 years with the Houston Police Department. She's going to say pretty privilege, okay? I'm going to explain what also could have happened.
Story short, there's cops involved, whatever. I'm parked in the parking lot. I can't find my car because they've consumed that night. And I can't find my car. I lean over the parking garage, ask the cop. The cop comes up into the parking garage to help me find my car. And I'm sitting in the front seat of a cop's car while he helps me find my car while I'm drunk as shit, while he lets me drive home drunk.
Okay, we'll do that. I've done that for men who you can kind of verify to a certain degree that aren't criminal, whatever. If it, again, it's just a short, she's, not at a location that's high crime area. She's at a, get out time for the clubs. You know what it is, And the backseat of a cop car, who knows what he had back there as far as that, did he have time to clean out vomit or a homeless guy had just been back there. He doesn't want to put a nice girl back there. So it ain't your pretty privilege. It's the fact that you didn't appear to be a threat. You may have been intoxicated, whatever, but you know how many, I worked night shift for about 18 years of my career. If we were to put every intoxicated person we saw in jail, we wouldn't have any room in jails. We have to look the other way sometimes. We have to use our discretion. Did you appear to have most of your faculties going on? I hate to say this, but 95% of drunks get home just fine. They'll have you believe different. Yes, when they don't get home fine, it is tragic, and you should not drive drunk. But, he was trying to get rid of you without creating too much drama. Let me find this dumb girl's car. Let me find this idiot drunk's car. So let me have her get, my back seat of my car is dirty. She is pretty hot, whatever. Get in the, but it's not like, oh gosh, she's so hot, get in the saw. Cops do have self-control. Most, 99.9% of them, they're not going to lose their job over, some drunk pussy. They're just not. Relax, bitch.
And I'm like, is that pretty girlfriend?
No, and see what she's trying to do is come over the top of the guy. Like, guys don't have, we do. We have more privilege. That wasn't pretty girl privilege. That was drunk girl privilege, and drunk where girls can cause a huge problem. If she can't find her car, she'll be out there, falling down drunk, maybe and possibly get raped by somebody. He's trying to do you a favor, loser. He's also doesn't want to have to come back. Let's say again, what if you said 2 o'clock? Okay, so what if you're out there, you can't find your car, you fall asleep at 4:30, he gets off at 5. Now he's got to now he's going to get off an hour, set 2 hours late because he's got to go down, transport you, do all the paperwork. Depending on how much, he's going to cut the problem short, get you in your car, and get you the hell out of his area, because that's his area. And he doesn't want you falling asleep and him having to deal with you at 5 o'clock and then get off late. And he might have a hot girl at home, way hotter than you. He's gonna go bang when he gets off work. And your ass, drunker than shit, maybe, is gonna ruin his night by getting off late. A lot of times it's to prevent problems later.
He rolls up in the parking garage and he opens the back seat and I'm like, come on, let me go in the front seat. No one's gonna know. So I'm like,
So what's he gonna do? Argue with the drunk that really doesn't have charges on? I mean, you could PI her, public intoxication, maybe disorderly. But he knows you're drunk, and you're not gonna respond to logic and reason. Your judgment's gone. You're already acting like a fool trying to get in the front. So yeah, whatever, bitch, get in the front. Let's go find this stupid ass car of yours, drunk ass.
When I should be in the back going
Hey,
to jail.
Motley, real quick.
You should be going to jail for what? For what? Drunk in public? Like that's, you just need to sober up, whatever. So he doesn't want to put people who had just a little bit too much to drink, and how can he determine how drunk you are, so.
For a ticket, can you describe, how do you speak to the officer?
Oh,
Well, there's 2 situations that I've been in when this has actually happened.
Yeah.
Once when I was a nurse and I pulled out my stethoscope.
Yeah.
So my name's
Well, that has nothing to do with, it's called professional courtesy, ma'am. We do it to judges, teachers, nurses, state legislatures. Has nothing to do whether you're a man or what. It has nothing to do with your gender. It has to do with your occupation. Police officers offer professional courtesy. So it's professional courtesy because we work together. Or nurse, the stethoscope. Yeah, has nothing to do with your tits.
I just got off work, work like a charm. Second, pull those girls down. I've gone.
I mean, if a woman were to do that to me, I'd write the ticket because I know. And don't you think that I did? I had my time on. Did you had girls, especially drunk drivers? Yeah, and taking them to jail. Oh, I had offers of sex all the time. They'll do it all. They're gonna get your job though. They ain't worth your job. You know. Now some guys will be dumb enough to take the bait. No. There's nothing more annoying than a drunk girl, and you know a lot of cops will write a hot girl just because whatever. But no, they're way overblowing this. Mike Sartain, how long you been a cop, dude?
Check it out.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
How long you been a cop, bro? 0 days? The fuck you know about shit, dude?
It's absolutely true.
Thank
It's
you.
absolutely true.
Fucking know it all about nothing.
Ladies, do you have any excuse like he got 800 matches after saying
Well, that speaks to that.
He didn't say he raped a woman or raped, sorry. He didn't say he raped a woman. He said he beat a woman.
1/3, maybe a little bit of women who don't get any men. They might just be looking at the picture.
No way. We're females. We read that shit.
Okay, so this is what
No, they don't.
it looks like right here. That's the dude on the bottom.
Well, how?
If you knew this guy was a convicted criminal, would you still want to get with him?
Great.
I can save him.
You can save him.
I used to put Greek quotes. They loved them. There's one by Plato. It's there was humans used to have 2 faces, 4 arms, 4 legs, and Zeus split them up in half so that the rest of their lives they'll be searching for their other halves. It's by Plato. That's kind of paraphrasing. They love that quote. Absolutely love that quote. I said nothing about myself, and they would match with me all the time. I love your quote.
Thank you for everything.
Alright.
But Daddy, I love it.
No?
Anybody want more drinks?
So maybe it is something to do with the attractiveness of the dude.
There is a halo effect with looks, yes. I mean, whatever, so what? But that's an outlier.
Her graping.
Absolutely not.
Probably not
Did we
graping.
get catfish?
So do you like it rough? That's the question.
And
Okay.
Exactly, they love it rough.
and he doesn't shower.
That was them. He was clowning in that. They showed one response where he says that. He was clowning. And the girl was clowning back, going LMAO. She was having fun, getting attention.
I am not going anywhere near there. If you are if you are, no, you're not supposed to be.
Let her talk real quick.
Alright, I actually do criminal checks on every single guy going on first date.
Okay, so here you go. You got the public face here. Okay? And this is called thou dost protest too much. If you do all this, right, then that's fine, but she's going hard letting you know she does all it because she's wanting to let you know that you can't manipulate her. But trust and believe, girls will, depending on how good they look, depending on how hot you are and how sexually attracted they are to you, they'll make exceptions, absolutely. And Rollo knows the rule. It's his rule almost. I think it's his rule. They break rules for alphas and make rules for betas. Rollo should, maybe he says this later to him. She breaks rules for alphas and she makes rules for betas. Is she breaking rules for you or is she making rules for you? Okay? Every single guy she does, BS. BS.
I have people for that. Same.
When you say all the time, always, never, those words right there are you're lying. Because you don't always do something, and you don't every time do something. You just don't. That's just human nature. We're gonna miss sometimes. When someone says, "Oh, I never do that. I never have, swayed. I never have wanted to look at another woman from my wife. Never, never. I always, have coffee in the morning. I always take my vitamin." Already, I know you lying. You don't always. You forget some days.
No background checks. I don't give a shit how hot you are. Trust me, I've dated hotter.
Wait a minute. She doesn't care, and that's her going over the top, taking dominance over that guy, right? And so she's dated hotter guys than the guys you just showed. So that's her showing dominance and not letting you have power over her. This is her public face. She's dated guys that live with mom. She's dated married guys. She screwed a guy after 5 minutes of knowing him. This is not a moral thing. I'm just saying, if 98% of women have done that, she's done that.
And I don't need you, and especially...
She doesn't need us. She doesn't need us. Okay, well then, the nice guy yesterday, that was shooting back at the guy with the rifle in the In-N-Out parking lot. If you don't need us, ma'am, then we'll go ahead and let you deal with him. Go watch the front lines of the Ukraine war. Go see and go see who's at the front lines. You see no women. You can go do that. We'll go ahead and stand down. You don't need us. You don't need men. See, that's disrespect, gentlemen. That's disrespect. This is their public face. She needs men. If a man is beating her down, oh, trust and believe she'd be glad you there. There was a story the other day. It's on the Pearl Channel. The guy jumped in the water after a car accident on a bridge. A baby, 18-month-old baby, went in the water. He didn't worry about his safety at all. Jumped in the water, swam after the baby, got the baby, and saved his life. There was another story, and it's great that Pearl had on that type in like Pearl Daily, like heroes awarded, and there's another guy who saved a young girl from drowning in like a rip current, and he almost drowned himself, but he was strong enough to do it. I think after the plane crash and the helicopter crash in Washington D.C., I think there was a dude that actually jumped in that freezing water to help people. You know, trust and believe you will be saved by a man. I mean, it's just absolute hogwash. I hate to see that stuff. Where have all the good men gone? And you got a guy putting his life on the line for people he doesn't know inside the In-N-Out parking lot, and a lot of those people were women, and not one woman was helping him. I'm just saying, if you're going to be saved in an emergency, it's going to be a man coming to save you.
I need to know you have a credible job. I need to know your criminal history is clear. It's over 800. And
a credible job. She's dated guys without jobs. You know, if you got, they hate beta male providers. They don't like beta male providers. We understand that. I've done several lawyers have been murdered by their wives, making $500,000 to it. This is all, understand, gentlemen, this is a public face of a woman trying to write the narrative. Although we're understanding that the narrative is different, they're still fighting that narrative. They're still they have run a good image and reputation campaign for thousands and thousands of years since the dawn of time. Seriously, since we have been, conceived as human beings, Homo sapiens. Women have done it. We still think that there's good girls and bad girls. We still think that there's no such thing as a 304. We still think that they need a first date, and that the sex for them is connection, not just physical lust. I mean, they've done that anyway.
well, I'm trying to be an accountant. I mean,
No accountant. They have bad credit. If you try to become a policeman or a federal agent, then you need good credit.
I have all my shit set. I've had my Roth IRA since I was 18. Like
Roth IRA.
set up. Like
Let's go now.
Nobody cares, and you lying. So
I know.
Public
I have
face.
all my ducks in a row, and if he doesn't, if he has any criminal past, I do not care how.
Oh my
good
God,
their abs
felony,
are.
if you got a court date,
Adios.
baby. Ooh.
Can I add something to
But
that?
can she say something?
Here's the thing. That's amazing, but you're pretty. And that is another thing. Like, you have that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. You have the amazing pretty privilege. So you have the
okay, whatever. They're gonna kiss each other. That's what women do. They kiss each other's butts.
able to. So you are able to be this demand and be like, I don't care, I don't need you because you are pretty.
And she can back up
So
her
you're-
shit
you're-
though.
You're saying, no, I'm saying that as well. But there's like,
She can drop an Amex on her dude at dinner. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, and look at this is masculine. Who cares? Who cares? That doesn't attract a man. That doesn't, and trust and believe they will. They will drop an Amex on a car. All women will chase a man and pay for a man that they like a lot. Yeah. So what? That's a manly trait. A masculine trait is parenting, providing. Women don't parent and provide.
Sad if a girl dropped an Amex on me at dinner. I'd be like, what?
You wouldn't be sad, but you wouldn't be aroused.
I would be so upset. No,
You're
Would you really? Would you really?
what are you talking
If
about?
the date's not going well, you may as well. Like,
I want to pay. I want to pay. I'm going to date.
Girls will pay for guys that they really like.
I love her.
Okay, real quick, I want to hear from Summer and Emily. What do you guys think?
Shadow a date.
I think men should always pay on
Okay,
it.
time out, guys. Ceasefire. You guys are talking. Everyone can hear you. Go ahead, Emily, real quick.
Well, I mean, I would definitely not get with someone like that because, you know, they could do that stuff to me and there's plenty of fish in the sea. But I'll only be with someone if I know them, like from somewhere, be a friend. Like, I'm never just gonna meet someone online and link up.
That's a lie. That's a huge lie. I mean, women by the way, this is the thing. I mean, regardless of it is, women were hooking, dude, look at how many women were on dating apps. And they'll delete and then they'll get back on. They'll delete and get back on. It's so simple to link and hook up. The fact that she knows that happens, part of the, you know, it is, dude, they do. She does, she has. Yes, she has.
Like, I don't play that.
Yeah, she does. That's just her public face. Because, what do I say? Women are the most private about their sex lives. And so she knows nobody knows about the guy she's banged. Well, we just learned that with Nicole Kessinger. She don't tell anybody that she's banging anybody until after about 3 months. So that's a regular girl. You know, she's out there. You know, they have rotations. Does any of these girls admit to a rotation here? I mean, this is their public face.
Especially in Vegas, what? They're gonna kill
Summer.
her.
I agree with what
Sex
everybody has said,
Yeah.
honestly. Pretty privilege is very real for both sexes.
Correct.
But also, I'm like her too. Like, I don't even use dating apps. I never did. Like, I just.
Liar. And there's no way to verify. She has. I mean, the fact that she's protesting the fact that she did. I mean, because the reason why that they say they don't use dating apps is because there's that I can get guys in person. Well, but you can easily swipe in your pajamas and find some badass looking dudes on a dating app. You'll use them and then you'll delete them and you won't tell anybody you hooked a dude. Trust and believe this. This is ridiculous. But they lying. I mean, just remember that there's a public face and there's a private face.
Oh, attractive young women don't use dating apps.
Mike, they do. They really do. The fact that you don't think they do, they do.
The market system on school.com, MOAmentoring.com, off-brand dating system.
You shouldn't be on dating apps anyway, and you need to be no. I don't recommend doing that. I just don't. I disagree.
We just released a course last week. It's called Off-Brand Dating System. How to
Release the course. We are selling. We're grifting.
Dating apps for men, because attractive women really don't need dating apps.
How to get off dating apps for men and pay me.
Instagram is a dating app.
Instagram is a dating app for chicks. Yes. You guys get a ton of DMs. See, that's the blind spot for them. You know what I'm saying? And I only get with people I know, dude. She's linked up with people in their DMs.
We teach how to do.
Open up their phones. They won't,
I feel like you can pick up
Just
a
like
woman. And the way your mouth moves and the way that you speak,
Yeah.
I feel like you end up.
The grocery store.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, women are just so, well, anyway, the grocery store. Don't believe any of that. That was them when they're trying to get their public face on. But again, we're not mad at them, but just see, that's their public face. They do not like men to have control. They want to run the narrative. And so you got to just watch what they do. Don't watch what they say at all. The least we know about is now we're getting a better idea of it, but they are very private about their sex lives. We saw that with Nicole Kessinger. I have other videos on my content, the girls doing threesomes. There's another girl that was murdered that was, like a bar girl. She would go up to New York, then she would come back down. She lived in Florida, but she would go to clubs in New York to do like this bar girl thing or whatever. She worked with a company. She was dating a guy in New York. She was dating a guy in Florida. And the guy in Florida had a girlfriend. He knew that she had a boyfriend. They knew about each other. They were hookups. They were friends with benefits. She had a rotation. I've done several videos on women having rotations, proving that through a criminal case, it's been outed that they had a rotation. So anyway, women, watch what they do. Do not believe what they say. All those, all the old Kevin Samuels videos and, you can't make this stuff up. That was all. I need a 6-figure man. I need a 6-foot man. That was all. That was all their public face. They've all dated a broke guy. They've all dated a guy that lives with mom. They've all dated a guy with no car. They've all dated a guy with a substance abuse problem. They've all dated a guy, they break rules for alphas. They make rules for betas. And they want you as a beta to believe the stuff that they just said. Watch what they do, not what they say. See you on the next one.